Hey guys, this video is going to be a bit different. Think of it more as a conversation and less so commentary. I have a question for you. Is it time we move on from doomerism? Or at least tone it down a bit? I've been thinking about this a lot lately and I was curious about your guys' opinions on it. But first, let's clearly define what doomerism exactly is. Doomers are people who are extremely pessimistic or fatalistic about global problems such as overpopulation, peak oil, climate change, ecological overshoot, pollution, nuclear weapons, and runaway artificial intelligence. The key signature trait of a doomer is believing that things won't get better no matter what, and that there's nothing you can do about it. In other words, it's not just believing things are bad now, but that they'll always be bad in the future. If this sounds really depressing, that's because it is. But in a way, it feels understandable. There are legitimately a lot of depressing things going on in the world right now, and being optimistic just doesn't really make sense right now. Being delusionally optimistic in today's world is at best disappointing and at worst dangerous. When you get hopeful about the future just to get your hopes dashed again and again, at some point, you decide it's best to just give up hope altogether. This way, at least you avoid the emotional roller coaster of constantly getting your hopes up, then getting disappointed again. Again, it feels understandable, especially in today's climate. For these reasons, I've always been a bit cautious about giving advice or solutions. Recently, however, I've noticed a bit of a shift in your guys' sentiment. More and more of you are craving for solutions to try and navigate this increasingly difficult world we live in. Solutions about the economy, self-improvement, escaping the mental health crisis that's all plaguing us. The thing is, I actually think doomerism is a great start towards eventual improvement. This is because you have to know what the problem is and how bad the problem is in order to formulate a proper strategy on how to fix it. On the flip side, I feel like once you fall too far down the doomer rabbit hole, it can be just as dangerous as falling too far down any rabbit hole. But is there a logical reason you shouldn't be a doomer? I mean, we can sit here all day being politically correct and trying to act all optimistic, but if there's no real reason to be hopeful, what's the point? So, this is where I want to get your input and feedback. How do you feel about the current state of doomerism? Is it time to move on? If you answered yes, why? What hope is there? I'm all for moving on from doomerism and becoming a more positive, hopeful person. But this has to be rooted in some semblance of reality. Otherwise, it's not hopeful optimism, it's just delusion. So, what's an actual tangible reason to be hopeful these days? What are potential solutions to the issues we discuss on this channel? The horrible job market, the dog-shit wages companies are paying, this skyrocketing inflation. Let me know in the comments what you think. One potential solution I have in mind is just checking out of society. Believe it or not, these days, there's actually a lot of ways to do that. From moving abroad to van life to extreme survivalism, here's a comprehensive tier list video on all the ways you can successfully check out of society.